Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Rogue Planet, issue number 1. This is probably going to be a really quick review. In general, I didn't really like this comic book. I didn't see anything special about this comic book. In fact, I'm actually more disappointed by the idea that this is a really good plot, that it's not handled in a way that I think I would enjoy it better. But hey, let's get talking about who made the comic book, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the plot and where I think it could have gone a lot better, a whole lot better. This is ONI Press, is the company making this book. The writer is Cullen Bunn, illustrated by Andy McDowell, colored by Nick Filardi, and lettered by Crank. Designed by Jared K. Fletcher, cover by Andy McDonald and Nick Klein, and there's a variant by Kyle Strom, and Andy McDonald does an ONI exclusive cover as well. Okay, so this comic book starts from the very beginning really freaky. There's these aliens on this planet with this, it looks like this living construct of formerly alive creatures that are all now in this conglomeration of some sort with these crystals around it. We're not meant to understand yet what's going on, but this alien, like the son asks the question of this alien parent. It says, I imagine it's the parent. It's got to be the parent, right? I mean, just it says Padua. I don't know what Padua is. Some translate from an alien language, but I would imagine it says, that's right, my child. I have such a smart son. So it might, like, I didn't see mom, and I see that a couple times. I don't see mom or dad or anything like that, but it seems that this is definitely the parent. As opposed to, the priestly way of saying, oh, yes, my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I imagine this is actually the parent, which makes this more gruesome, because this parent is so proud of their son. And the very next page, that parent slits the throat of the child. That child was a sacrifice to the gods. Now, of course, I don't know, I think most of us who read comic books are skeptical of religion. We're more agnostic than anything else. Give me your proofs. I will weigh them based on their merits, but that's it. Then we go into what I can only see as something of an alien mission, the original Alien movie. This is neither good nor bad, but it's got a lot of potential that I feel this first issue just squandered. These guys show up. They're scavengers, basically. It looks like it's a private company of scavengers going out. This drop ship, hey, we got some kind of a signal out there. That's this big god thing. And it looks like we're the first people here. Oh, no, wait. Looks like we're not even close to the first people here. It looks like a lot of these people died from life support malfunctions. Hey, don't we have a life support malfunction in the system right now? It looks like it's snowing in the environment that we're making, the artificial environment. What's going on here? Nobody's putting two and two together, yet they're going out. Let's just go out and try and see what kind of money we can make. Hey, look at all these downed ships. Instead of looking at downed ships, the greed in these guys, and I love, this is one of the things I love about Cullen Bunn's writing. He puts stuff out there, and he lets you figure out what it is. And he'll tell it, like, here's the message, but I'm not actually going to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could tell that there's a message there, but he's not telling you what it is. Easy enough to figure out, though, without him actually holding the banner up saying, these people are going to die from greed. I love that. They go for it, and they're just like, look at all these ships with all these dead people. Look like they were suffocating and blah, 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 and things like that. Oh, I bet you they got a bunch of loot. Let's go invade their ships. We should have brought an extra truck or so and gotten a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. You're going to die on this planet. You know that, right? There are 8 of them, and their names are given in the beginning, which I think is a really good idea, because it does give a level of humanity to when you give a name of someone. Like, if you're ever in a hostage situation, one of the best things you could do is say, like, my name is, so-and-so. My name is Bill. I live at such and such and such. I've got kids. I've got a mother, and tell them about them, to humanize yourself, right? That's exactly what's happening here. We're seeing that these characters are humanized. They say each other's names. It's a little bit much that they keep on mentioning names when it seems pretty evident that these guys are all going to die. In fact, it looks like half of the crew winds up dying almost right away. Why did you give me their names in the first place? Are these guys coming back? It doesn't look like they're going to come back. What the body horror that happens afterwards doesn't look like they're going to come back. Anyway, look, this is a really great plot that I feel would work great in a movie. Not a TV series even, but a movie. This would be awesome. The problem is that this isn't a movie. This is a comic book. And in a single issue of a comic book, what needs to be explained isn't going to be explained. Here's the problem. This comic book, it got too into it too fast for like 20, 22 pages. I think this is like a 20-page comic book. It got way too into it way too fast. And it's like, dude, where's the suspense? There was no suspense. None. Zero suspense. So I couldn't feel like there was much of a build-up, you know? And when you watch a body horror type movie like The Thing, when you think about The Thing, let's just face it, this is the greatest of the movies, right? The Thing, John Carpenter's original. This is the greatest of the body horror films because holy crap, look at this. But then you can also look at others like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You can look at The Fly. You can look at so many of these other body horror type movies, including Aliens. Think about Aliens. When they showed up on the planet, they talked to each other, they hung out. You say alien or aliens, both of them. You know, I don't care if it's, you know, doing the thing with the knife, like whatever it is. They had moments where they actually got to build a rapport with each other. You got to know who each other was in this. And it was fantastic. It was amazing. You got to care about these characters so that when one of these characters died, it's like, oh crap, people died in here. I'm like, which one was that? What was special about this? You know what I'm saying? None of these guys are my Bill Paxton. Not a single one of these guys are my Tom Skerritt. Not a single one of them. The ones that are still alive, I'm like, what was special about this person again? That person said it was snowing on this. They noticed it was snowing, right? That was the person. None of these people matter. But here's the thing. If this comic book would instead have expanded that and let it go out, and instead the entire 20 pages was spent on, you know, well, let's get to know this and let's get it up. It's like there's no action. I don't know what the comic book is about. This is booty. So let me tell you where this comic book failed. It failed by being a comic book. You know, there's this thing, this cosmic entity. It's more of a legend called a graphic novel. That's what this should have been. If Rogue Planet was a graphic novel and you had, I don't know how many issues of this you wanted to go, but if you needed to make 3 or 4 or 20 graphic novels of this story, do it. But I need to see this in a graphic novel. I don't want to wait for this to come to trade because I've already lost interest because it's already being written as a comic book. So if I get a trade, it's a whole bunch of the individual comic books where it's still the same exact story, still rushed just like it is in here. And like, I literally don't care about this. I have zero concern for this comic book right now. Zero. The story is lost on me. It's all been a complete and total waste. It's a paycheck that some people got. Congratulations. I don't feel this comic book is ever going to go anywhere, ever. Maybe someday, one day, somebody can come along and say, hey, I bet you I can make it into a movie if you let me make a whole bunch of changes on it and do the things that, well, basically, that I just got finished saying. Make it more like those. Because this is just some rushed piece of work that's thrown out, and it's a really great concept. I'm like, damn, that's a shame. It's kind of a basic concept, you know, but it's a great basic concept. And it just bugs me. Because this could have been so much better if they would have just skipped the damn comic book, the individual floppy issue of a comic book, and just went straight to making it a graphic novel. Then let the story be told out over time. Make you suddenly care about these characters who, turns out they're all just basically dead meat anyway, right? But at least I would care. I would be upset to see one of them go, to see one of them disappear, right? This, like, dude, nobody in this comic book matters, so the comic book doesn't matter. Yeah, whatever it is, what it is, man. The main reason why this comic book failed is because it's a comic book. It should have been a graphic novel. And I don't really have anything else to say about this book. If you're interested in it, go check it out. My recommendation, try and flip through it before you buy it. See if you agree. Anyway, I'm out. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.